Right, welcome to this bolt action battle report. It is early war Germans here taking on the British Expeditionary Force. We have 1250 points here of Germans. We've changed up the list. We've got some new vehicles that have been painted up. And then Aaron has his British force ready to go. So for the Germans, I'm running 2 rifle platoons and then an armoured platoon. No artillery here for the Germans in this game. So for the armoured platoon, 2 Panzer IIs and then a Panzer I being taken. We're familiar with them in our games. But just hot off the painting desk is a 6 Rad armoured car. And that's got a 20mm autocannon and a coaxial machine gun as well. And then one of the first vehicles I painted up actually for my Germans, but haven't used it in one of our games yet, and that is the Panzer IV there. So that's equipped with the 75mm howitzer. So those were designed for like close support for the infantry. We'll see how that vehicle gets on in this game. So that's the armoured platoon, and then for the rifle platoons, they're split down here. So the one on the left-hand side, officer and 2 men. We have a half track with a 10-man here infantry squad, light machine gun with them, and then a light machine gun in with this squad, and it's an 8-man squad. It's all equipped with rifles, except here the NCO's got a submachine gun. We also have an air observer unit here, so man being taken or extra man being added in to make that a 2-man squad. And then the second rifle platoon across here, again, officer and 2 men taking rifles, a 2-man sniper team, and then 2 Hare infantry squads, light machine guns, all equipped with rifles, except the NCOs are taking SMGs, and we have an LMG in each of those squads. So that's the German force ready to go. We'll take a look at Aaron's British force next. Right, so 1250 points of British Expeditionary Force. We'll let Aaron run through what he has.
Okay, so this is based on the new army book for the British. So there's a couple of minor changes, nothing too major in the list. So I have 2 rifle platoons, with a platoon commander with 2 riflemen in support each, and then 2 10-man squads with light machine guns in each squad. Then we have an artillery platoon at the back here with just a single officer. He has lost his supporting rifleman due to points, just didn't have the points for him.
Okay.
Then we have a heavy weapons platoon here at the front, same as last game. We have 2 Vickers and a medium mortar, and we have a spotter for the mortar as well, and a platoon commander with a supporting rifleman. And then we have the armoured platoon at the back here. We have a Daimler Dingo, which is a command vehicle. We have a Matilda, and we have a Vickers light tank.
Okay. And then missing from this list is your artillery observer.
The artillery observer, unfortunately, I don't get him free anymore, so he's had to go.
Yes, and then the points increases, which forces you to make adjustments.
Yeah, so the 2 artillery pieces went up by 10 points each, so that's why I had to drop one of the riflemen.
Okay. And then you're still getting this rule about 1 man in 3 gives you extra shots? Is that
yes,
right?
That's right, the fixed bayonets rule, yes. That's in close combat.
Yeah, so that's the previous books. This is the new book, and that's gone. So you're on to fixed bayonets
Fixed
rule.
bayonets is a fixed rule now.
Right, and that means in close combat, for every 3 men, get an extra attack.
Get an extra attack. And the officers now, they give you +1 morale, but they have -1 to their cover save.
All right, so it's typical that rule had to come along just as we're playing Manhunt here. So that's the list for the British, and at this point, must mention in the video description below, there is Aaron's email address for his painting service. So he's doing painting commissions at the moment. If you want any of your armies painted up, models and units and so on, then do get in contact with him. You'll find his email in the video description below. And you painted all these yourself?
I did indeed, yes.
Yes, very nicely done. Okay, so that's the list here for the British. We'll take a look at scenario and deployment next. Right, so here's the battlefield. We've gone for winding country roads and hedgerows and trees predominantly here for this battlefield. We're working our way through the story scenarios. So we're going to go for Manhunt here for the next one. So hunting down a British officer here in this game, which I think is quite plausible with blitzkrieg going on and breakthroughs happening all over the place. German intelligence, they've found an officer, they're going to go after him, capture him, and so on. It makes sense. I'm sure it happened plenty of times in the various campaigns. So for Manhunt, quite straightforward. Aaron's going to take half of his force, and it has to deploy along with his highest ranking officer within 12 inches of the center of the board. And then his defensive or his deployment zone line is going to be along that side over there. The Germans is going to be across the other side. Half the German army will be in the first wave. They'll come in from this table edge across here, so it's obvious where the main direction of the attack's going to come from. And then both of us running reserves, so Aaron will have half of his army in reserve, I'll have half of my army in reserve. There is a few things to point out here. So there is fog of war, which means reserve units can come on any table edge. So it does say here in the rules you've got to watch out for that one. And just to make it clear as well, it says confusion reigns, the battle lines have become completely disordered and reinforcements are pouring in from all directions. All units entering the table as reserves can enter from any point on any table edge, except the one from which the last enemy reserve entered that same turn. So if you're in the middle of turn 2, Aaron's brought a unit on this flank, the Germans can't then bring a unit on that flank. They've got to choose one of the other table edges to bring a unit on, which means if you're consistently bringing on reserves from your own back line, that's going to prevent the enemy from getting round behind. But it does say this means at the beginning of the following turn, the first reserve can come in from any table edge, so watch out. So it does reset at the beginning of each turn, so you can then, if you're going first of unit, you can sneak on to any table edge. But you can expect reserves pouring in from different directions here, all heading towards the centre of the board to either capture this officer or with the British to prevent it from happening. The other twist, I guess, with this is that Aaron doesn't have to keep his officer in the middle of the board. He can try and escort him to some safer part of the battlefield. So Germans need to watch out for that. It really will need to be a well-organised assault. Now, as far as capturing the officer is concerned, for victory, the officer's unit, if the officer's unit is destroyed in close quarters, that's how you capture him. Resulting in the officer's demise, the attacker wins the game. If the game ends and the officer is still alive and well, the defender wins the game. If the officer is killed in any other way, then the game is a draw. And just to clarify, you're not trying to kill him in close combat. It says here for the objective, in order to capture an officer, an enemy unit must assault the officer's unit in close quarters and destroy it. So you've got to capture him in close combat. Combat is swift and brutal in this game. So that's the method whereby the officer can be captured. It's tricky enough. Germans perhaps have the element of surprise that British caught out in the middle, but it's going to take a well-organised assault to try and actually capture the officer in question. So a few other things to point out for this scenario. There is a preliminary bombardment to take place, and then for the game duration it says a 7-turn game on a 4+, it'll be an 8-turn game here. And then the game can end immediately if the officer is killed or captured. So that's the scenario. I think it's going to be, well, we'll see how this one goes. I've not played it before. We'll let Aaron allocate his units to start on the board and his reserves. Same for the Germans, need to allocate their first wave and what units are going into reserve, and then we'll go on to deployment with Aaron's force in the centre of the board. All right, so deployment's done, and Aaron's managed to fit half of his force in a crescent across here, so really backing up. You can imagine his force sensing or knowing the Germans are heading across in that direction, at least the first wave of them. So it's set up across here. Rifle squad. This is him, isn't it?
That's him.
Right, this is the officer. We've put a target marker next to him. This is the officer that the Germans are after. So over the other side of this hedge, nicely tucked away. The green markers just indicating units that are hidden. The officer for the artillery and one of the artillery pieces set up on the road. So imagine Aaron will seek to get him on ambush early on. Update from last time, we were putting models into the hedge to represent them being in it, but we now play, thanks to people pointing out to us, just tap into the hedge to see through, which looks a lot better on camera as well. So officer and rifleman here, the 2 heavy machine guns tapping into the hedge, so they are in it and can see through across in that direction. And then to their left on the road is another rifle section across there. That is 8 units. Aaron has a total of 16. So we'll go through your reserves here. So off the board is an artillery piece, a rifle platoon, officer and 2 squads, mortar. Who's that? Spotter.
That's a spotter.
Right, okay, yeah. Dingo, and then we have the 2 tanks, the Vickers and the Matilda off the board as well. And then for the Germans, I've split the force straight down the middle here. This is the first wave for the Germans, and then into reserve is this block across here, nice and straightforward. So deployment's done. This is the view here that the Germans will see. There's not much, everything pretty much hidden away. We really are playing in the countryside at the moment. The intent down the line is to gradually move towards the town as we get terrain painted up. We've got a lovely French farmhouse and enclosure to paint up, other accessories as well. So do join us, subscribe and follow us as we bring you more battle reports, and you'll see hopefully the terrain develop as time goes on as well. But for now, we fight in the countryside. Aaron can draw the first dice as we get going here in turn 1. And it is
Germans.
It's the Germans. All right, here we go. All right, so Germans dice drawn, can't help myself. We're bringing on the Panzer IV. The target is obvious, the artillery piece dead ahead. We have 2 supporters at the top tier level on the channel, and you can support us through Patreon. For those crazy enough to support us at the top level, we do unit allocation for them. So Michael von Tonks, he'll be the commander inside this German tank. So von Tonks here in this game, the first model on the board. And then we think very appropriate Chris Hutchins to go on the target model himself, so onto that officer just behind the hedge. So Brigadier Hutchins here in this battle. See if he's captured or killed during the game. So first shot of the day, we've come on at 9 inches. We're going to fire straight into the artillery piece on the road. I think it's a 5. I moved.
Yeah, I'm not going to go down.
Not going to go down. Okay, 33% chance of a direct hit. No, missed. All right, and that's our move done. We'll draw the next dice. That was a scary moment. Aaron's going to immediately retaliate. Fire it now whilst you can, because the Germans have other units on that might try and disrupt it. So you're going to fire AP rounds. I think you're going to be on 3. Okay. Much higher chance of it. No, rolled a 1. Okay, early exchange of firepower resulting in a miss each so far. German dice drawn. I've come on here with a Hare infantry squad. Moved on 6, and they're going to shoot through to the infantry squad over there. Moved on, hoping to be in range of the rifles, but no. Range 24, just falling just short. It's just the LMG in range. 4 shots, and then Hitler's Buzz saw an extra shot, and we need 5s. Wow, good shooting. So, 4s for wounds. Okay, not bad. 2 go through. There's cover here for Aaron, so 5 ups to block. Could be the first casualty. Yeah, so 2 casualties taken and a pin. All right, so as per usual, let us know any comments regarding the rules in the comments section below. We've read all the comments and we endeavour to take on board what people say. So, yeah, I've just walked straight into the field of fire of 2 Vickers machine guns. with that squad. This is going to hurt. They're behind that hedge across there. I knew they were there, but I forgot they were there, and now they're going to open up. Aaron's firing with both because he's gone officer snap to action. The officer's gone into ambush, and then two. They're heavy machine guns.
They are medium machine guns. So
he's going to give you 6 shots
six
each.
shots each, yeah.
Okay, so he's going to do one at a time. They're separate squads. Into here. Our reaction, we can't react. We'll get soft cover, but that's about it. We're about to be struck very hard indeed, I think. 4s. Ugh, 5 out of 6 hits. 4s for wins.
Just the one.
One goes through. Try and do cover save. We do. Okay. So we've got fence and scrub across here. And then the next one.
It is 3 hits.
Okay, forced to wind. Add the pins in just a moment.
2.
5 ups. Oh, 2 casualties taken. All right. So a couple of German dice being drawn. Officer's done a run move across here. Hopefully he's hidden away. And then we've also brought on the 6 red debut here on the channel. An advanced move, they go 12. And then we're going to shoot all the way across here, range 48 with the autocannon into that infantry squad. So 2 shots, needing 5s. All right, you could react, yes, because Aaron's not activated that squad yet.
I might go down with them, just try and preserve them.
Okay. So he's going to go down with those. He has respect for our shooting, but we've missed. All right, done. So a few more activations coming through. Hanamag's turned up here, and some shots. I'd fired the MMG into the gun. Got a casualty and a pin on him. Aaron drew a dice, activated the infantry behind it, gone into ambush with the officer that we're after and the infantry squad behind the hedge. I think we're close to finishing up here on turn 1. All right, so yeah, we've reached the end of the turn. The last unit to come on for us is the air observer across here. Just as we brought him on, Aaron said, we forgot about the preliminary bombardment. So we're going to house rule this, and you can let us know what you think in the comment section below. So if a player gets preliminary bombardment and they forget, then that's it, they don't get it. And I think that's fair enough. So I must remember to bring down the barrage, or if Aaron's on the attack and he gets it. So we'll play it that way. I think that's fair enough. It's not fair playing a whole turn and then saying, oh, by the way, there's a barrage to come down. So we're going to do it that way. So need to remember in order to get the barrage. We'll say that it's not gone ahead. It's not a guaranteed thing anyway. It's a 2+, I think, to get it. I'll have to remember it for next time. End of turn. German vehicles pushing through on the road to our left-hand side. So infantry squad, 1 infantry squad and officer pushing through, casualties taken. This is going to ask a lot of questions here of the British, the German Panzer IV pushing through the middle. Open flank across here. British remaining mostly hidden away, but behind the hedges. It's going to take a bit of effort here for the Germans, I think, to flush them out. Bear in mind now, as we go on to turn 2, reserves can start turning up all over the place. We're going to the second turn of the game coming up next. So we're on turn 2. Just before we get going, I'm just going to call out our sponsors here. There is an affiliate link for Warlord Games, so you can get hold of all of your Warlord sets and units and so on from them. It does help support the channel in a small way, so do use that link below. And then for 3D printed vehicles, objective markers and so on, it is Gaming Squared. Number of units I'm using here are from them, such as this objective marker here, this Kuba wagon, is actually 3D printed. It's brilliant. It's an option available from Gaming Squared. And then some of my Panzers as well are from them, such as this Panzer 1. It is 3D printed as well. So do check them out. It's Gaming Squared, link for them and their eBay store in the video description below. So here on turn 2, just to point out, Aaron's units haven't moved. They're exactly where they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't moved. Aaron's drawn a dice. He's gone snap to action here. Ambush of the officer. fire order on the 2 Vickers machine gun teams. We'll shoot those, or Aaron will shoot those in just a moment. These 2 are in ambush and as continued, it's rolled over onto turn 2, so these are remaining in ambush. So first Vickers, I'm going to have to react with these, so I'll go down to try and preserve this squad, but they've been caught out again and they're going to find themselves in big trouble here.
Okay, so force.
He's hit me.
Nice.
Oh boy. Ouch. 4's to end.
3.
5 up save with +1. 4s. 2 slain. Okay.
And second Vickers.
Yeah, we'll keep him alive. That's the NCO. Like so. Okay, carry on.
Second Vickers.
Hit with 3.
3 hits and 1 wound.
1 wound and a 4 up save. Yeah, no, another 1 slain.
Another 2 pins.
Yeah, another 2 pins. That squad's in a serious state, and we'll mark them as down. So this squad's in the right state. 4 pins taken. Over half the squad destroyed. Over half the squad destroyed.
Morale check?
Morale, yeah, we'll check this one. Maybe it needs to be from the same enemy unit. We'll check here. Yeah, it's got to come from the same enemy unit. So Aaron killed 2, which wasn't enough. Then he killed 1, which wasn't enough to trigger morale. So just taking the pins, taking the casualties at this stage. Right, next we'll go German dice drawn, Panzer 4. Do you know what? I'm going to shoot you with the machine guns.
Okay.
Into the gun.
Yeah.
Because I think 4 up to hit, yeah, it's devastating when it hits, but it's half a chance it won't. I think machine guns would be effective enough. So, the MMGs, you halve it, +1 hitless buzzsaw, and I have 2 of them. I have a coaxial and then a battle machine gun as well. Remain stationary, need 4s. Your reaction. Now, he gets gun shield. There's soft cover in between, but it's only going to be 5s.
Yeah, I'll have to go down.
Oh, yes, that's the plan. Keep their heads down. Oof. 4's to wound. And 3 wounds do come through. 3 saves of 4+.
No.
2 casualties. Decrewed.
Crude.
Oh boy. Okay, Panzer 4 claims its first victim. Right, so decrewed the gun. Aaron then activated the rifle squad across here, but failed on their activation. So they've gone down. That's that squad on the road. German dice, 12-inch move along here with the 6 rad, and it's going to put 2 shots into the Vickers team. It's just on the bend there, just behind the hedge, or in the hedge. 5s. Miss with the autocannon. Yes, German activation, air observer. We have observed, put a fire order through onto the Vickers team just on the bend across there. So the British can look to the skies here for possible German air support coming through. And British dice, and Aaron's brought on a Matilda. It's trundling along up the road here. He's turned his turret towards my 6 rad and he's going to try a shot. So he's equipped with AP. This one, the Matilda, this particular option he's chosen here fires AP only. And you need a 5, I reckon?
Yep. That's a 1.
It's a 1. We're not hitting here with tank guns much so far. And it's a miss. All right, so German dice activation here. We have a visitor with us. It's Mike from SS82. He's observing bolt action with potential interest. We'll just say that at this point. And we've put him in command of a couple of panzers here in this game, just so that he can get an idea of the rules and see how the game works. So put him in charge of the Panzer one. He's decided to bring it on here. And it's done an advanced move, and it's going to fire into Aaron's Vickers team. They're touching the base. They're actually in the hedge. They are going to get cover. Mike gets 8 dice and even 5s. And Mike will speak just to confirm he is here. Hello.
Yep.
That's him. Yep. Okay.
It's yeah. Okay. 5s.
It's his first bolt action dice roll ever.
This will be the first roll ever. 1.
A hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So then hits fine, and then you're going to try and win a 4+.
No.
And no. All right. So 1 pin. Aaron can breathe easier now. That's not gone through. Right, British dice activated. So just to be clear, Mike came on that table edge and pivoted, and then Aaron's come on this table edge and then pivoted, and he's going to try and go for a flank shot into the side of Mike's tank. Mike's just arrived on the board, and Aaron's going after him straight away. So a light autocannon here, 2 shots. Have you got point blank on it?
That would be stupid if it didn't.
Yeah. We'll measure now.
The answer is no.
No, okay. So 2 shots need 5s.
1.
Does get the hit though, well done.
4.
4's pretty good. We'll check this. So we're looking at Aaron rolled a 4, +2 for the weapon for NAP, takes him to 6. Side armor takes him to 7. So that's a superficial damage, and Aaron rolled a 5, which is immobilized, and an extra pin as well. So 2 pins immobilized on that Panzer 1. It's not going to move any further in this game. It's still available though for shooting, but just immobilized the rest of the battle. German dice activation here. I said Aaron's units are an ambush, so I've just walked straight into it. I just had the overall mission in mind. So I've walked on here. Thankfully, we're in the hedge. Deployed there with that squad. I'll zoom in so you can see them. They're over there. So tapping into the hedge means they're in it. They can see and be seen. Aaron's going to ambush with his rifle squad, which are not in the hedge. That's that squad just over the other side.
And I'm also ambushing with the officer and his 2 riflemen.
They're an ambush as well? Yeah. Fine, okay, so they're going to shoot as well. I can't react, I've moved on. Aaron's interrupting at this point, and off he goes.
Okay, so 4s. I have the light machine gun in here as well.
Added in, fine.
Yeah. Ooh.
Nice lot of hits, 4s to wind.
Okay,
5
wins.
Ouch. Yeah, it's trouble here. 5 ups for soft. Nyan. That's going to be a morale check. So you can lose, from the back, 4 riflemen. Yeah, and the one on the corner, the other side of the hedge.
This guy?
Yeah, you can go as well. Well, that hurt. We'll take a pin, and then it's going to be immediate morale check for us as well. Okay. Isolated without an officer. They're all right. They're okay for morale. They take a pin. Aaron's ambushing with the 2 riflemen there with the officer, and it's the target, the actual one we're after in this game. Okay, so they'll seek to defend.
4. Both missed on a 3.
Both missed. Okay. So now I'll shoot with only the LMG is available. 4 shots on buzzsaw.
This is into
the rifle, Tim. Yeah, we won't dare shoot the others. Yep. Name 5s. Couple of hits. 4s for kills, right? No cover.
Yes.
Okay, got 1. Good ambush though. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got point blank. Okay, we've activated the dice. We've given Mike 2 Panzer 2s and a Panzer 1. Panzer 1's over there immobilised. I'm going to try and do better here with this Panzer 2. So Mike's brought it on a full 9. He's got point blank to this squad. It's in the open, and you're going to need 2 shots. Need 4s, move, 5s, point blanks, +2, isn't it?
Let's do 3s.
3s. 2 shots need 3s.
No pressure.
Okay, so 1 hit, and I think the 1 inch is going to hit 4 or 5. We'll check here. 4 models with the 1 inch blast. +2 on the damage, so 4 dice need 2s, and they're in the open. This is a nasty hit coming through here. All of them. All right, let's cut a hole in that squad. Ouch. Yeah, British infantry with no real answer on their own against the Panzers here. So D2 pins Mike can roll for as well because he's fired HE. Just the dice, yeah, and then 4+, yeah. So 2 pins on that squad as well. Devastating stuff here. Panzer 1's got stuck in straight away. All right, so activation for the British. 1 word comes to mind. Revenge. Aaron's turned up here. You can do it. He's turned up here and he's going to try and finish off this German squad. You can imagine perhaps a British squad has got lost and they've turned up here and they wandered straight into a full-on battle. Take it going to them.
Yep.
Point blank range. I can't react. Already down anyway. 3s. Lots of shots. Going to get a pin straight away. I may not even need to add this. We're going to be wiped out, I think. Hits. 7 hits, 4 wins.
5 wins.
5 wins. And cover saves because we've gone down. That's squad wiped out. Target destroyed. They're gone. Right, bit of explaining to do across here. Aaron brought on infantry squad, and we're rolling up, by the way, for reserves. It's a leadership value -1. We're passing all of them at this point. Shot point blank into and wipes the German squad. Aaron's going after German infantry squads to stop future assaults against this officer. We then responded. Mike brought on a Panzer II from this edge and then pivoted, just trying to keep frontal armor there against this Matilda. 2 shots into hitting 3s and 2 2s. So missed with the autocannon point blank into the infantry squad. Okay, Daimler Dingo failed to activate and stayed off the board. Hanamag went down with the squad inside and then pivot and then bombed 18 inches across the board, heading towards you-know-who there in the hedge. This is a real pickle here for the British. You've got German vehicles breaking through all over the place. I don't think we've seen a game yet with such disruptive play here, with units coming on all over the show. We'll press on. I think it's a British dice currently, but Aaron's trying to figure out where to allocate. So a few activations here really are pushing towards the end of turn 2. Aaron's brought an officer across here, shot, no damage, and a pin. We didn't go down. We then brought an officer across the other side and shot, hit, no wounds coming through against the infantry squad in the open. The guns turned up here. It's just had to make a run move. Can't do anything else. It's turned up there. On the road, Aaron's deemed that as the safest spot here, surrounded by obscuring hedges on either side. Okay. Next up, Dingo, I think we called it out. That's failed to come on. And it's a British dice next. So last few activations. Hare German infantry squad failed to come onto the board. My sniper teams turned up over there. Shot down, hit the officer, the lone officer for the artillery. As Aaron went down with him. Failed a cover save and was slain. So that model removed from the board, and that wraps up turn 2. It is a mess here. You can imagine this is a large scale, a blitzkrieg taking place. Germans punching through. They've received intelligence that there is a high-ranking British officer somewhere in the vicinity, and German units on the lookout for him. It's a very, very disruptive game, this one. Aaron brought the mortar team on here. Again, has deemed the road to be the safest spot on the board at this point. I think turn 2, for any scenario where you've got fog of war, is the most disruptive. Now that the vast majority of reserves are on the board, I think things will start to settle down. Battle lines will start to be drawn a lot more clearer, but there's some real brutal stuff still to take place. Plenty of point-blank attacks to happen in turn 3. We're going to roll on to the third turn of the game, pushing towards the middle of the battle. Right, so we are on turn 3. The first dice drawn is going to be important enough for sure. There's plenty of places on the board where people are going to want the first dice to come up. But the first thing to resolve will be the potential of aircraft coming in here to support the Germans. Just before we get into that, you can support the channel through Patreon. It's the only means really for supporting us at the moment. We want to bring you more battle reports, more content. Obviously, time and effort involved with that, and so you can support us through the Patreon page. We've tried to make it as accessible as possible. There's 3 tiers, a lower, middle, and high. So do check out our Patreon page. Support us if you can, and it really will help keep the content coming here on Heat of Battle TV. And a massive thank you to those that support us already. We've got this far through the help that we've received through the current supporters. But we want to expand and continue, so do support us on the Patreon page if you can. So we have rolled up and got a 4+. So here it comes, some kind of aircraft heading in towards the British. No guarantees it will hit them though. It could stray. We'll see what we get. So, warplane type. It's a 2. It's a strafing fighter this time around. Okay, so we've worked this out. Fighter's gone here. So it's a strafing fighter. We've got a Stuka, but it's it would be like a what would it be? Messerschmitt? E109 maybe? Yeah, something like that. Okay. So the way the strafing attack works is there's our target, the machine gun team over there. You then pick a spot 18 inches away. We've chosen here, just up the road, marked by the green token. Everything within 6 inches, which is just the gun, takes D3 pins. We scored 3 pins against the guns, just trying to disrupt that. You can imagine that the strafing fighter coming in across here. This really represents a wider area of units hitting the dirt, trying to hide from the firepower coming through. Pins all over these units, the infantry officers, both the machine gun teams taking multiple pins. And then as far as the parent target, it takes, or the initial target, original target, takes an additional pin marker, which Aaron has added on. 2d6 hits, which we will halve because Aaron's gone to ground. So 7, rounding down, I would presume, is 3 hits. With 2s to wound, +2 on the pin. 2 wounds. As Aaron's in the hedge, you'll get 5 ups. She blocks 1. It's just 1 casualty cause. So mostly disruptive here from the strafing run. And disruptive it's been for sure. There's pins all over the place, especially in that cluster on that bend. British dice has been drawn, crucially. Immediately activating the Matilda. It's pivoted, gone through the hedge, has just about picked up point blank range against the Panzer II. So is it Matilda to the rescue?
Okay.
It's a very important dice roll, this one. Oh, it's a 2. I think that's a miss. Needing a 3. Oh boy. Right, German dice coming up here. Snap to action with the officer. Will activate himself plus the Panzer II. We're playing the mission, so ignore the Matilda. The turret's facing the correct direction. We're going to go point blank with the autocannon into that infantry squad. Aaron's reaction will be, and he's got the dice, he's going down. 2 shots needing 2s. Ugh, 2 hits. We'll get the template out here. See how many hits will come through. 2 lots of 4 caught in the 1-inch blast. So 8 dice needing 2s because he's +2 on the damage. Aaron's gone down. He will get cover. 2 ups. 7. 7 saves of 5+. He's passed a few.
Okay, 4.
4 slain. Okay. So as you tune in, correct us if we're wrong. Add 2 hits will be 2d2 pins. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. I think it is 2 hits from the weapon. I think so. We've played it that way before, and we'll play it this way. But if you think differently, let us know in the comment section below.
So might as well just roll 4 dice. It's not.
No. 2 dice for 2d2 pins. Maxed out 4 pins. That's a nasty hit coming through. We then activated the officer. It was already in point blank range, so we just went straight to a fire option and caused a pin and another casualty on that squad. Crucial dice, German activation, and again the use of the officer here. So snap to action, pivoting with the Panzer, offloading into here. Aaron's going to take it. He's going to take the risk here with the infantry squad. So we pivoted to get the machine gun in. Add a 3+ with the light howitzer. Okay, template wise, I reckon it's going to be a 4. It's the 2-inch blast. 4 is the best we can get. 2s for kills. Yeah, 3. And then the machine gun is 4 shots. Need 3s. And 4s. Another kill. So 4 in total. All right, activating the officer, passed and removed the pin.
Oh, actually, does it? Oh, I will still get cover even if it's point blank, will I? With it down?
No, you won't get
So
point.
it
That's
there's no-
true.
there's no
Yes, we
point
picked that up
redoing
on
it?
the last game. People were saying at such short range, you don't get to go down, and that means that wasn't an option for you there either, because it's so close.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
I didn't do,
which you
so it
didn't, so it's
doesn't-
fine. Okay, oh boy, this point blank is even more harsh than what we thought it was. 3s. Ooh, 1 hit. 4+ to kill. Yes, 1 rifleman slain.
Yep.
And 1 pin. Brutal stuff. Right, so activations or not across here, morale failed, even with the officer in range. This infantry squad again goes down on the road, refusing to move. Then another British dice. Aaron's activated the Vickers. It's sweeping around to try and finish off that Panzer 1. Nice straightforward task. Point blank range now. 2 shots in 3s. Side armor. 1 hit. D6 plus 3, right? With point blank.
Yep.
No, with plus 4 actually. Oh, he's rolled a 1. And it's not going to penetrate. Okay. And a pin taken. So moving on, we have, yes, the target officer has run across here and is now this side of the hedge trying to evade the Germans. This is a moving objective for the Germans to pursue. Then Aaron activated, that was a snap to action. A bit out of sync here, the officer's going over there, but before that, this infantry squad just about past morale, lost a pin. Oh, you're on pins, you're going to need 6s.
True.
Yeah, okay, so they're here at the hedge and they're going to shoot through against my sniper. I'm not going to go down. This is LMG and 3 rifles. I can see a 6.
It's a 2.
No wound. All right, we'll take a pin. So pressing on, mortar can be seen or was seen by the spotter and missed. Shot across there against the half track. Dingo decided to turn up point blank range, shot and brought down one of the models from the officer and a pin marker caused against him. Right, a few activations taking place just to catch up here. Snap to action, fouled with these, went down, passed with the officer and cleared the pin, shot point blank and took out one of the riflemen from the officer squad. Aaron also attempted to activate the gun and fouled and it went down, so no firepower from that. It was going for an indirect shot here using the observer, and something brutal happened. Really brutal. Panzer II, yes, fired here at Aaron's squad in the hedge, caused 3 casualties. Aaron busted on a morale test and the unit has been destroyed. Nasty stuff. German dice came up, went down on the Panzer II, failed to rally. Tried to rally and failed, yes, it's just gone down. And then across here, fire order, a couple of rifle shots here and missed with 2 shots. German dice, he's on the road and it's a fully wheeled vehicle. It gets ×2 speed. So we've actually done 24, moved 4, pivot, and then 20 inches bombing up the road with the 6 rad here. Very, very useful. And then we're going to go point blank range into the Vickers team using the autocannon, so 3s. Snake eyes. That's because Mike's here. Oh, no. Oh, man, that would have been a golden opportunity there, but missed it. Fair enough, though. We've driven a long way and then hidden away in the hedge. But a miss with the 6 rad. Half track moved, pivoted, shot, got a hit, but no damage against the Vickers team, just tucked in the corner. I'm just going to bring the camera over the top so you can see what's going on. That's the current state of play for the British units over there. Still disrupted and pinned really by the strafing fire that came from the fighter plane. Right, so the last few activations are wrapping up on turn 3, and it literally we could roll into turn 4 and the game could be over. It all depends on who gets the first dice next turn. So German infantry squad has turned up here. This is the last of our reserves. All reserves are actually on the board. So I'm yet to shoot with these, but we've turned up here, full on 6 inches. We are very close to the target across here. We'll have to see what happens, and then the final activation was to go down on the 10-man squad inside the half track. But it's shooting across here, and that'll be the end of turn 3. So I'm going to shoot into that Vickers. This one, I haven't reported this. Aaron rallied and cleared all of his pins. This one's dangerous. This one's stacked up with pins. So we'll shoot at him. So 5 rifles, LMG and an SMG. So 5s. Okay, not bad. 4s for wounds. 2 wounds. 2 cover saves. Aaron is in the hedge.
No.
No, okay. Ouch. Okay, so 2 wounds and a pin. Okay, so we'll end it there. Turn 3 finishes, and it finishes on a knife edge. So many critical fights taking place across the board over there with the Panzer IV. This duel between these 2 tanks across here. But most importantly, what's developed here in the middle. British officer, our target, in melee range across here of this German squad. It could be stopped though, depending on who gets the first dice. The game literally hangs on the dice that's drawn at the start of turn 4. We'll go on to turn 4 here, coming up next. Alright, turn 4. This could mark the end of the game, potentially. As for our dice pot, we're using an authentic World War II US water bottle bag here. Aaron can dip his hand in and draw the first dice. If it's orange, he stands a chance. If it's green, there's big trouble. It is green. The dice has been drawn. All right, so it's going to be a charge. There's a small ambush to take place. We're going to work our way through the rules, but the Hare German infantry squad with no pins, it's going to activate straight away. As we're going to go for a charge against the officer and the 2 riflemen. This could end the game. So Aaron's reacting with the ambush unit, and he's just scored 2 hits on a 4 and a 5. He's going to try and wound.
1 wound.
1 wound comes through. As I will just lose a rifleman and take a pin. We're saying that the target unit is too close for reactive fire. I'm charging within 6 inches. And then we're going to work out the next stage, what the pin means. I don't think it's going to affect me, but we'll double check it. Right, so we've come around to the side of the board. There it is. This is the moment of truth here. Germans going in, bayonets fixed. British with their bayonets fixed. So 3 attacks for them, plus an extra dice for your fixed bayonets rule. We've got 7 dice total for our 7 men. We've charged forwards, no reaction. We didn't want to go through the terrain. We just went straight through in the open. You put as many models as you can within base contact. Others that stack up behind do count in the combat as well. So we get our full 7. Aaron gets his 4. We auto hit, no cover saves allowed. We go straight on to damage, which is 4 pluses. I need 3 4 pluses on 7 dice. I'm going to roll 1 at a time to torment everybody, including myself.
You would have to get 5 4s to beat me.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'd be wiped out. as the loser. If you got less than
Yeah,
me,
there's no guarantees for me here.
yeah. So
All right,
you
we'll just
can't do
roll.
one at a time.
Oh no! Oh no! You've beaten me.
I've got 3. Yeah,
You've got 3. I've got 1. You've repelled my attack. I can't believe it. I thought we had this in the bag. I can't believe it. Right, so I've got 3 casualties. You're going to lose 1.
Yeah,
And you'll win the combat.
and you're wiped out.
And I'm wiped out. You survived. We were all packing up to go home. The British have won the combat.
Brigadier Hutchins.
Yeah, well done, Brigadier Hutchins. You don't like the bayonet. Well done. Oh man, repulse. The game goes on. Okay, we'll start drawing dice here, but turn 4, hope is certainly still alive for the British. We may have to, I don't know, we could settle for a draw. We've got a sniper. I could finish him off. We'll press on, we'll draw some more dice, but the battle rolls on. All right, another British dice has been drawn. By the way, Aaron's made a regroup move, which doesn't count. It's a unit that can still receive orders. And he's shifted 3 inches across in that direction. He's heading that way, trying to get away from German armour. And the infantry inside the half-track across there as well. That's 3 out of 4 of our infantry squads destroyed. So it's putting the Germans in a sticky situation. Now, I thought the road ahead was clear for us. So Aaron's activated the Dingo, who then activates the Matilda. He's going to use both of those, one to shoot at the vehicle, one to shoot at the infantry.
Okay, so do the Dingo first, 2 machine guns.
And do we... Machine guns at point blank. Yeah, we'll go down. No, we'll not go down. We'll just leave it.
Okay, 2s.
2s. Ugh.
2
hits. 4s for wings.
4s.
1 wind comes through. No cover. Rifleman gone. That's going to be... I've lost 50%. Is it more than 50%? I'm going to roll here, see if we pass. We'll be okay if required. And you give me a pin.
Yep.
Okay, Matilda, at point blank range, needing a 2. It gets a 2.
Okay.
Frontal armor 7.
6.
6. That's going to go through. It could even be extra damage. Yeah, so that's heavy damage. It's going to be 2 dice. Keeping both results. 4 ups are good. A 2 and a 1. So a couple of German activations, thankfully. Got the Hanomag hopefully out of trouble. So it's moved across to here, pivoted. Move 3, pivoted again. I was going to shoot into here, but we're saying no because we have to go through this hedge, which is obscuring, so no shooting from that. But the idea is to get out of the way of the gun down the road. Fire order from here, point blank into the hedge. We can see caused a casualty on the Vickers team and 2 more pins. It's on 7 pins with 1 model left in the squad. Yeah, okay. German activation, snap to action with the Panzer, point blank range. Aaron couldn't react by going down. Hit from the light howitzer, killed 4. Machine gun, killed 1. I think Aaron's down to 2 models. Passed morale, got rolled a 3. And that's thanks to, would have failed, but the officer nearby meant that Aaron passed. Point blank range of a pistol and rifle, took out a rifleman here for the officer, and he passed morale as well. A couple more activations. Point blank range, needing 2s, and Snake Eyes rolled against the Panzer one. Perhaps couldn't see through the smoke there of the immobilised vehicle. I'm trying to think of excuses here. And then a rally, which Aaron passed with that squad, so it's fresh next turn. Okay, a couple more activations coming through. Rifle shots here, 2 hits. No wounds, but a pin caused on the officer. Sniper, shot coming through, picked off the last man on the end. Vickers team, hit, wound, and a kill, ignoring cover. So Mike's in charge of the Panzers here. Panzer 2's been activated, pivoted, made it to the edge here. He's going to put 2 shots into the Matilda, side armour. 5s.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 shots needing 5s. Wow, no, missed. A hit would have been handy, but no hits scored. Right, a few more activations. Mortar, long bomb shot, medium mortar across here, direct hit, no cover allowed. 2 wounds came through, and then the air observers. Again, a little bit of revenge here, but Aaron's taking them down. That's the spotter across here, going all the way through to see those. And then Panzer 1 did activate, lost a pin. Shot across here against the 2nd Vickers team. 1 hit, but no wound, and a pin caused. Aaron says that unit is now on 8 pins. It's on the verge of surrender or retreat. Right, so we've pushed ahead and finished all the other activations. So rally, passed morale, shot, hit but no wound, and a pin caused on us. So that's that resolved. Activated with the howitzer, went for a shot against the Panzer IV using the observer indirect and missed. No,
failed.
Busted on morale went down, yeah. And then we thought we had him across here. So disembarked. You can disembark after an advanced move of transport. That makes half tracks very, very useful indeed. So 6 inches away from the vehicle, into the hedge, shot and took out the Vickers. And the other Vickers was taken out by the sniper earlier on. Yeah, so those two have been eliminated. And the final activation, the final dice, was the British officer that we're after. And of course, he's gone and done a run move. He's disappeared over here behind the hedge, across the road and away from the line of sight of our sniper. Well, maybe. I think we can catch the chap on the end. But anyway, that marks the end of turn 4. We're going to go on to turn 5. I thought we were lined up here for a quick charge and a second chance to take the officer down. But Aaron has done a runner with the officer up the road. That is his route of escape. The narrative fitting so well. This road I'd open for the possible escape of that British officer. All right, so turn 5. The first dice is a German dice. And we're contemplating... And I think we're in a situation now where we can't play to win. As I can't get an infantry assault against those. I'm too far away now. And then if I keep moving towards Aaron, he's just going to move away. I've got nothing over here to go after him. I've got one immobilised Panzer 1. So we're just going to play for the draw. In which case, I'm going to hand over to a sniper. He's in the bush over there. He can see through. We've checked the rules. We can pick a model to destroy. It can be a model we can't see. That's behind cover and so on. We're just checking the rules for targets taking casualties. That's on page 88. I reckon we can. So a fire order then on the sniper. He goes to range 36. He gets +1 to the hit roll. Needing a 3. Does the officer escape? You wouldn't surrender, so now you pay the price. Missed. The shot whizzes past. All right, the officer lives. The bullet whistles past his ear. I'll capture this on camera. The next dice out the bag. British. All right, so yeah, we're just checking the rules. Can't do a run move going through an obstacle or rough ground. I reckon the hedge counts as that. And Aaron has been able, though, to cross the hedge going 6 inches. So off he goes with the officer making an advance move.
I do.
Yeah, Aaron's now going to shoot across here. Another British dice being drawn. As infuriating as it is, what your officer is doing is what I would do. I would be running away. So it makes total sense. I think most of us would do the same. So he's trying to head for cover, get away from the Germans as much as possible. All totally fine. Do you suspect, Aaron, do you get the impression when we set up these scenarios, I'm trying to stitch you up at times. A number of games we've played, Germans outflanking or trying to break through lines, but Aaron's given a good account of himself here. Evading capture and assassination as well so far. Right, so further German activation taking place. A 6 rad. So I reckon we can't cross the rough ground. It says wheeled vehicles, no. So we've got a 12-inch move, pivot, move, pivot. There is a little gap for us that we can go through, and we're going to shoot, try and assassinate that officer. We'll go with the autocannon. 2 shots and in 5s. Oh, 2 4s. Oh, this game, it is torturous. He is, yes. All right, so Brigadier Hutchins survives yet another attempt on his life with Rifleman Pike next to him. Right, so activation, snap to action, officer shot point blank range and killed Aaron's officer. These two are left. Playing the mission, pivot, turning all the way around, the 2 pivots being used, and then moving across here 9 inches in advance move with the Panzer IV. And it has its sights set on the officer as well. Desperate stuff from the Germans. I just go full on machine guns. I've had enough. Our patience wears thin. 8 shots, needing 5s. And we'll get soft. There's soft cover in between. This could end it. This could end it here. 4s for wounds. 2 wounds do come through. 2 cover saves. He does pass 1! The officer lives, takes a pin. Okay. All right, the game rolls on. The officer is still alive. Oh, morale. Yes, and I would say, if you found morale, you're going to surrender. Just slow everything down. Morale test. Here it comes. 11. Failed. Hands up. Head towards tanks for you. Savor is over. Yeah, just double checking the rules. It's half or more. So Aaron took 50% casualties from a single round of firepower coming from an enemy unit. And so that counts. And the morale test was... Stop. Your leadership is 9 plus 2 is 11.
Yeah, but does the pin come?
Pin. Yes, it does. Pin. All right, so he has surrendered. Okay, so hands up and he heads towards the German vehicles to be captured by them. The mission is... no.
Technically a draw. According to
It
the
is a draw.
resolution.
Yeah, no, I'm presuming you surrender, but it doesn't say that in the rules. It's surrender or run away. Yeah, because for us to win the game, we have to capture you
By an assault.
by an assault. So it is not a win here for the Germans. We've picked ourselves up a draw. I would suggest, and likely, that the officer would crawl away to live to fight another day and not offer himself up to surrender here to these German vehicles. We'll leave it to the imagination, but the mission is over here. It ends in a draw. And what a game it's been. So that's the mission. That's the first time I played Manhunt. I've heard that some people would skip that one. They'd say it's a bit of a cheesy Hollywood sort of type missions. They skip over it, but there wasn't a hint of cheesiness in this game, was there? Very entertaining for sure. We enjoyed that one. Brilliant narrative. We certainly can imagine it happen in real life, where the location of a high-ranking officer is known and forces being diverted to capture or kill them. I'm sure it's happened plenty of times in the various campaigns during World War II. But in this particular instance, we reckon the officers will escape. This officer here will escape by the skin of his teeth. To live to fight another day. We'll talk about units of the game next for both sides. It's been a real mess of a game. Units colliding into each other in a lot of confusion across the battlefield. All right, so we're talking about units of the game for both sides. Aaron's, after some deliberation, a honourable mention for his regular infantry rifle sections. Good ambushes from them. Good disruptive play from them all across the board. So apart from that unit, stayed under the tree the entire game. Who knows why, but they refused to move throughout the battle. But he's going to give it to the officer. He withstood the assault, survived. His bodyguard, actually, we should get you into the game. The 2 riflemen protected him in close combat with their bayonets and then escorted him to safety across here. So well done to them. That's units of the game for the British. For the Germans, good debut here for the 6 Rad. Good move up here, good supporting firepower, survived. And then pursued the officer. I'm going to give it to the Panzer IV for a pretty solid performance from that. Didn't move too far in the game, but took on target straight ahead. Really assisted the infantry and stopped down from breaking through in this direction. And then almost managed to bring the officer down with the last move with him. Well, it forced your morale test.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm going to give it to him. And would you believe it? That's our 2 top-level Patreon supporters. Yeah, Von Tonks here inside the tank, and then Brigadier Hutchins, surviving officer across there. So another good game. We've put faith into the rule book here for bolt action, just to try out another mission to see how well it's gone. It's good mechanics for bolt action. We very much enjoy the missions. We look forward to playing the other missions that are available. The plan is to expand the armies. There's plenty of other areas in World War II we want to delve into. Also, we're gearing up for campaigns as well, early war campaigns and beyond. So do stick around. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe already. We need your help to build this channel to keep the content coming. So do consider supporting us on the Patreon page. You can check out that. It's in the video description below. And a massive thank you to those that support us already. Without your help, we wouldn't have been able to start this channel up. And so far, bring out the content that you see. But do join us if you can. Support the channel with plans ahead, hopefully, to bring you more bolt action content. But another game here ends in a draw. This ongoing conflict between the British Expeditionary Force and the Blitzkrieg Germans. Great game. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.